Ever since the release and failure of PT, being a Silent Hill fan has been scarier than being a main character in one of the games. 10 years, and just now, as of me recording this video, the Silent Hill remake comes out today. And just a quick clarification, this is basically my first YouTube video of this channel. If you ignore those trap beats I made a few years ago, just ignore those, okay? I want to make videos about horror, because horror is something I really love, and I find myself wanting to rant and talk about horror a lot. So yeah, you might look at my YouTube account and see that I posted rap beats before this, but this is technically my first video of the majority of content I want to make, which is horror related. Now, the big discussion today, I wanted to talk about things the old Silent Hill 2 needed to improve. That it needed to improve. Now, I'm sure a lot of you are aware that Silent Hill 2 is the definition of a classic. Like, it revolutionized psychological horror, and I think it's safe to say it probably created psychological horror in gaming. It's the creator of mind horror in gaming, and that's a really big deal. And if you guys saw how pessimistic everybody was when they found out that Bloober Team, the creator of all these walking simulators, was behind Silent Hill 2, they were horrified. But once they showed a combat trailer to prove to people like, oh yeah, we can do combat, they're like, what the f is this combat? This combat's ugly. Like, dude, it's Silent Hill 2. Combat was never really the main point. This isn't Resident Evil with Leon Kennedy roundhouse kicking everybody. Everybody knows Silent Hill 2 is about the vibe it portrays. The atmosphere, the music, it all comes together to form a vibe that you can't recreate in a remake. If you do a remake for a game like this, it's to make a new vibe, not to try to recreate the old one, because the old vibe was perfect. There's a reason Silent Hill 2 is as critically acclaimed and as loved by audiences as it is. However, people don't really talk a lot about the parts of Silent Hill 2 where the creators, Team Silent, tried spicing things up a bit. Most of Silent Hill 2 revolves around walking around, exploring the environment, and avoiding or killing monsters with a melee weapon or a gun. But Team Silent, they're like, nah bro, we're dropping a classic. We gotta spice things up. So they added a segment where you battled Eddie. At this point, I didn't know there was already gunfights in Silent Hill. I didn't know Silent Hill 1 had a gunfight, so I was shocked when I played Silent Hill 2 and ended up having a gunfight with a human. I did not expect that at all. Like, at all. Like, that shit was so hyped to me. But I noticed people, they don't mention that scene. They don't like to talk about it because it's too janky. To me, it's like, obviously it's janky. It's 2001. I liked the Eddie fight scene because it was something different. You know what else is another example? The Pyramid Head chase. Imagine how hard it was for the creators to make that section. They had to give Maria Pyramid Head the perfect speed for it not to be too difficult. Basically, when they added that segment with Pyramid Head chasing you and Maria, like, that was pretty janky. But they needed to do it. They needed to figure it out, even though they had very limited resources. Okay, this might catch you guys off guard. Please don't click off the video. I hope the title is not misleading, but I have not played Silent Hill 2 Remake. So, this video is from the perspective of somebody who hasn't played it. Up until now, unless you pre-ordered the game or you watched a YouTuber that pre-ordered the game play it, if you did that, you know what's gonna happen already. But if you're anything like me, you're waiting for the game to come out to play it yourself and experience yourself. So yeah, I have not played Silent Hill 2 Remake. I'm sorry if I misled you guys, but I think this video would be interesting for both groups of people. For the group of us which have not played the remake and don't know what to expect, and for you guys who have already seen it, you could kind of listen and then tell me how right I was or how wrong I was by the end. Because I want to make some predictions so that when I play the remake myself, I could see if I was right or wrong. Okay? Alright. So, and try to avoid spoilers in the comment section. I know Silent Hill 2 is like 30 years old, but still, try to avoid spoilers. Okay. The first part of the game that I want to talk about in detail. So we've got to talk about the first Pyramid Head boss fight. And it's crazy how up until this point, I don't really think the game needs to improve on anything. Obviously, the gameplay's outdated and whatnot, but the atmosphere is perfect. The start of the game is perfect. It's an introduction to the town. You meet Angela, whatever. But I don't think the game needs any improvements. all the way until the first Pyramid Head boss fight. And I'm not going to talk about this segment for too long because I actually think the way they made that boss fight was kind of on purpose. Obviously, there were limitations. Like, look at how slow Pyramid Head is. It's fucking ridiculous. Like, somebody born in 2013 seeing that shit will be like, well, people used to play this. But the thing is, the main character was slow as shit too, so it wouldn't have been fair if Pyramid Head was any faster than that. But I actually think they're going to keep this segment pretty similar. I do think they're going to keep a claustrophobic area, probably another closed off square room. But I definitely think they're going to design the boss battle room a little better, a little more epic looking, I guess. Pyramid Head's definitely going to be faster. I don't even think that's a prediction. I could almost bet money on the fact that Pyramid Head's either going to lunge at you and you're going to have to dodge to the side or something like that. Something that's going to make the boss battle intense for today's standards. Oh, I'm excited to play that shit, yo. Back then, the Pyramid Head boss fight, I don't think it was meant to be intense or fun. It was just meant to scare the balls out of you. But today, I think they can make something pretty badass. Like, dude, holy shit. It'd probably be more intense than fighting, like, Nemesis or something. I'm dead serious. Like, oh, man, I'm getting excited. Okay, but that's already the first section done. That was kind of a half section. Now I want to talk about something that really needed some improvement. Alright, the next part I want to talk about is another part that really surprised me when I played it. Like, I thought Outlast or Amnesia created really getting chased through hallways in a game, but I was just an idiot. I was just a little kid. So there's a part in Silent Hill 2 where you are with Maria, and next thing you know, and you're in this long hallway, next thing you know, Pyramid Head ass is after you, and he's chasing you like you got a haul ass. And I could imagine how hard this segment of the game was to make because the Team Silent had to program Pyramid Head, Maria, James to be the perfect speed for Maria to stay behind and get caught by Pyramid Head, you know. The remake has to do that scene justice. Like, you know that scene in The Evil Within at the start where you're getting chased? Bro, it's gonna be something intense like that. Like, I could just imagine the over-the-shoulder view of just James hauling ass with Maria next to him, and you just hear Pyramid Head behind you with the sword. I don't know what else to predict. This video is just for me to build hype and to say the predictions I have before I play the game. Oh man, that's exciting. Oh, I can't wait to fucking see what they do with that chase sequence, like, because that shit's already really janky. They just made a winding hallway for 3 minutes that you gotta run through, or like more like 10 seconds, and then Maria dies. But the remake, ooh, oh, imagine you like, bro, I don't even know where to start. We're gonna see. You might have already seen what happens, but I haven't. I can't wait to see it. I hope they didn't take it out. I hope they don't change these parts of the games, unless they replace them with something better. But now for the next one, which I'm really excited to talk about. Alright, so, okay. The next part I want to talk about is the Eddie boss fight. And this is something that I think a lot of Silent Hill fans like forget about the Eddie boss fight. They try to ignore it. They're like ashamed of it or something. They're like, oh, that janky ass boss fight. I loved it. I didn't play the original Silent Hill before I played Silent Hill 2, so I didn't know, because the original Silent Hill, somebody told me that there was a part of the game where you were in a gunfight. But I did not expect that when I played Silent Hill 2. I didn't expect an old horror game to throw me into a gunfight. I loved that part of the game. Like, I genuinely loved it, and it wasn't that bad for me. I saw a video of a guy fighting Eddie, and it was pretty terrible. Eddie just stood there. For me, it was intense. For me, I had to dodge Eddie. Like, if I wasn't running around dodging his attacks, I was screwed. The first time I actually bodied him with the Pyramid Head knife, which was also awesome. The Eddie fight to me was a tremendous change of pace, but most fans of Silent Hill 2 don't like that part of the game because of how janky it is. Now we have the Krauser fight in Resident Evil 4 as a freaking reference. Like, dude, I know fighting Eddie is not gonna be anything like fighting fucking Krauser, expertly military trained psycho, but dude, it's like, oh my god. I don't think it's gonna be like the bunker either with the shotgun guy. It's gonna be something different. This might be a completely unique, oh my god, they're gonna have to create a whole new different type of tension. It can't be too easy because then there would be no tension. It can't be too hard because it would be unrealistic if you have to shoot Eddie like 20 times before he dies. I mean, he is pretty fat, but still, it should be just one headshot. Maybe they blind you, like in the bunker, they added a lot of fog so that you don't know what's in front of you. Amnesia is an immersive game. It's meant for realism, meaning the moment you shoot the dude twice, he's dead. So the way they extended that fight was every time you shot the dude, he would run, he would haul ass, so it would be hard to hit him a second time. And there would be fogs and hallucinations in that section of the game, so you didn't know if what you were looking at. But Team Silent 2024 has to figure out something new to make this work. And frankly, I'm excited to see it. Now we're gonna move to the final one of the video, which is probably the biggest spoiler. I know I've already given like spoilers already in this video, but this is for the final boss. So if you don't want no spoilers for the ending of Silent Hill 2, I say click off the video and come back later. And now we are going to be talking about the final boss at the end of Silent Hill 2, where you have to defeat Nightmare Mary. And there's technically 2 different boss fights for Silent Hill 2 at the end. I feel like most fans consider the Pyramid Head boss to be the true final boss of the game, which is the part where you're fighting 2 pyramid heads at once, which has its own symbolism. Really incredible symbolism that fight has too. That is the true final boss of the game. Like, the music is bumping, like the song that plays during that is fucking, I don't know how to explain it. It's nightmarish but beautiful at the same time. It really sounds like James is truly realizing what he's done. That's what that boss fight soundtrack sounds like, and it gives me goosebumps thinking about it. Akira Yamaoka's a genius. That was the final boss of the game, the epic one. And then after, they threw you the Maria fight, which to me it served a different purpose. The Pyramid Head boss fight was kind of the epic boss fight, but the Mary boss fight was kind of, I feel like it was meant to scare you. Mary's boss fight, the cutscene for Mary's boss fight was pretty horrifying. Like, Mary's boss fight is not like the game trying to give you a farewell with like a dope boss battle. It's like the game giving you a farewell with one final scare, which is Marie turning into that creature. That's technically the last scare of Silent Hill 2, and seeing her float after you is also pretty horrifying. The final boss for me was ridiculously easy. Eddie was harder, mandarins were harder, running around mandarins were harder to me than it was to do the final boss for Mary. I literally just ran to the corner and shot her like 4 times with the sniper and she died. But yeah, that part of the game, I think it's good they didn't make the final boss epic. They made it recede down to more sad and scary territory, and then I got the in water ending. I technically got the good ending on my first try, which was pretty good, I would like to say. And yeah, now I just have to use my imagination to wonder what they're gonna do with that final boss now. I don't want to know how creepy that final boss is gonna be. Now it's probably gonna be like gut-wrenching. Like Nightmare Mary, it's probably gonna be horrifying, and the sounds she made, even in the original, were scary. Like, dude, just look at that cutscene. Like, so I'm not looking forward to that. I don't know if they're gonna make the fight epic. I don't think they're gonna make the fight very crazy gameplay wise. I think it's just gonna be a very symbolic fight. So that's pretty much the end of my video. I just want to add honorable mentions for the mandarins, which are, I really love the mandarins in Silent Hill 2 because they appear really briefly. They appear in really brief sections of the game, which is, I think, why a lot of people forget about them, and a lot of people don't talk about the mandarins, but I'm excited to see what they do with them in the remake. I love them in the original. And Pyramid Head's lair, oh, can't wait to see that either. So thank you. I appreciate you. If anybody watched this video, I don't care if nobody did, I just want to get this channel started. Thank you for watching. This is the first video of my YouTube channel, of my horror themed YouTube channel, Paralyzer. It's gonna be my YouTube name. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and when I play Silent Hill 2 Remake, I'm gonna record it and see how right I was, or how wrong I was. Peace out, guys. Like and subscribe if you like, so you can see more content. I'm coming out with more. Alright, peace.